Hi, I'm Mike with the School of Self-Reliance. Today we're out here kind of at the Self-Reliance base camp, and what we're doing is we're going to build some traps today. This one right here is a type of spring snare, and these are the basic pieces that you need in order to construct it. You're going to need two pieces like this, a Y, okay, with a long leg that you can drive into the ground. You're going to need two of them. The idea is that they're going to go into the ground kind of like this. Once they're in there and they're driven all the way down, your sapling is going to be attached with some paracord right here, and this is going to hold the tension of your spring. Then we're going to have another one. It's going to be right back here like this. And then we're going to have this piece right here, and it's going to be sitting basically like this. And the actual snare, this is your trigger. We're going to go ahead and put this together and show you what it looks like. One of the things that you've seen me do in some of my other videos is you've seen me make a snare, a loop snare like this, okay? And all you do is you make a loop in this one end and you twist it up, and you're going to attach your paracord, some of your inner strands of your paracord right here. And this is going to be the snare that actually lays in this trap. We'll show you more in just a second. Now what we're doing here is this is the trigger, remember that. What we've done is made a little notch in the center, and I've attached the inner strands of paracord here just to the center of this. And I'm going to go ahead and trim off the excess because we don't need it. And like I said, this is going to be the trigger mechanism for it, and this is attached to our snare, which you'll see better here in just a second. That's just a loop that can close. Now it's coming back to another piece of paracord that's going to be attached to our sapling. Go ahead and get a little shot of this. Okay, we're going to have our sapling up here, and this is our pressure. We'll get right back to you with the rest of this in just a second. Alright, what we've got here is we've got the basic construction of our snare. Come on, and kind of get a good shot of this. Okay, this is the basic construction, like I told you. This is running up to our sapling, this cord here. Hold up. Runs up to our sapling. That's where our pressure's coming from. Come on, back down. It's right here on our trigger, and I'll show you how to adjust this trigger so that you can get a nice light trigger out of this in just a minute. Now there's a platform that we're going to construct right here, like this. Okay, it's going to go from this bottom bar out like this, and our snare is going to lay on top of that so that it can grab the animal. We'll get right back to this. Okay, we're a little further along on this trap now. What I've done here is I've made a platform, small one with sticks running this way. Then I've run a few this way, okay, and then some more like this, so that you got a platform. Now you notice that this trigger is set pretty deep. Right now it'd take a lot of weight to force that to go off. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take a hold of the trigger, and we're going to move this bar down just a little bit. And you can roll this down as far as you feel comfortable doing it to where it'll hold the tension. But right now that's pretty light. A small animal, rabbit size, coon size, possum, is going to set that off in 2 seconds. And what we do is now we take our noose or our snare, and we're going to set this out on our platform. This noose is actually a little larger than what I actually need, but it's okay. A little bigger, and it probably won't make any difference. But what you do is you just set it right on top of there. And what you're going to do is you're going to bait this trap. You're going to put a little bit of bait right here in the middle. And then what's going to happen is your animal is going to come along. Your animal's going to walk in. He's going to start putting his feet on here. And as soon as he puts a foot in here or his head, here's what's going to happen. And he's caught. Stick, head in the noose. Just that simple. But when you're putting this thing together, use light sticks for this part, very light, because you want your trigger to work all the time. You don't want the sticks to pull it down. When you're setting it, you know, just bring it in, come up and under. Okay, you've got this stick just like this. Just hold it right there. Put this in here like this. And that's your trigger. And then any of this downward motion from this little bed that's here, as soon as something pushes on it, it's caught. And of course you're going to need to put this in a good spot near a game trail or something like that. It's like any other trap. Placement is key. Bait is key. Like I said, you probably want to use a slightly smaller noose than what I did on this one. You know, I was just doing this for the purposes of the video, not actually setting it to catch anything. But that's one style of trap, and it's very easily made. Doesn't take that long. You set out multiples of them. You can use vines and other things for natural cordage, you know, if you need to. But that's one type of trap, and we're going to get back to you with another type of trap here before too long. If you enjoy our videos, please remember, share them with other people, send them around, repost the links if you support what we're doing. Alright, what we have here is a two-part spring pole snare that I think you've seen me build before. This has two basic parts. This is a long leg that we've driven into the ground, short leg coming off here like this, and another one that's the exact same thing except in reverse. And it's going to sit kind of like that. This is your trigger mechanism right here, okay, going to your snare. This, of course, goes up to your sapling, tied off like that on the game trail. And anyway, you just tie this here to the bottom piece, this to the top, and of course at the other end we have a snare. Regular snare built out of wire. And what you're going to do is you're going to get two sticks, kind of exactly like this, just two longer ones. You're going to come over to your game trail, and let's say this was game trail. You're going to stick these in here like this. You're going to open up your noose, okay, as much as you need. And what you want with a noose, especially if you're going after rabbits or stuff, is you're going to want this noose to be about 4 fingers off the ground. You're going to want it to be open about the size of your fist, not too much bigger than that, and certainly no smaller. And you're going to put a couple splits in these sticks, just so that you can just kind of hang the snare where it needs to be on the game trail. Kind of like that. So you want about 4 fingers off the ground. You want it to be about a fist wide. And that way when the animal comes through, the animal's going to go ahead, it's going to come through from either direction, doesn't matter. It's going to get caught in the snare. Then when it takes off, it really doesn't matter if you've got a long lead or a short lead on this snare. What's going to happen is the animal is going to move off, and then it's going to trigger the snare. And then it's caught. It doesn't matter. It'll go either direction. But these are just a couple of basic traps that you can build out of very primitive equipment. Some that you bring with you and some that's already available in nature. And they're not hard to build. They don't take that long to set out. You should learn how to build primitive traps. Of course, I'm a person, I'd love to use conibear traps everywhere that I go. But the situation may come up where you don't have a conibear trap. Or any kind of modern trapping devices. So a little bit of wire, a little bit of guts out of some paracord, and a sapling, and you've got it licked. You know, if you like what we do, like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and share our videos. Pass them around. We'll be back with more of these types of videos. We'll actually start an outdoor tracking and trapping kind of video set. So again, if you appreciate what we do, subscribe, like us on Facebook, and share our videos. Thanks again.